I'll be headed down the Dead Creek Trail from South Shore Road in Wanakena to campsite 37 on Cranberry Lake. Off to the left, there's a little mortared foundation of something. There's a concrete base underneath it, and it looks like a corner of stones that were mortared together. If anybody has an idea what that was, I'd love to know. Put it in the comments section. Just past that, on that old birch tree to the left, you'll see the arrow pointing toward the campsite. The trail to the campsite heads off to the left. The Dead Creek Trail continues on to the right, and all the way to the right is a trail to the Privy. So we'll head down into campsite 37. This is a gentle slope down to the campsite. You come into a copse of huge old white pines. The ground is covered with a great carpet of pine needles. And as you can see, the campsite's right on the lake, right on Dead Creek flow. You've got a nice sandy bottom to walk out on for swimming. People come in by boat here. Step up into the campsite. There's a level, smooth spot just at the base of the trail heading back up to the Dead Creek Trail. And then the whole site's fairly level and smooth. Here's your fire ring. You can see there are no benches or tables here at campsite 37. You'll have to make your own arrangements for those things. And you can see the fire ring basically faces north right now. The way it's configured now, your back is to the water and the prevailing wind if you're sitting looking directly at it. But if you sit off to the side, you can look out and see the water. The whole site has massive old white pines. If you're looking for a nighttime view while you're sitting at the fire ring, you won't have it. It's obscured by the canopy of the trees. And your prevailing winds will come from the southwest, basically right up the flow. The whole site is well shaded, even though it faces south. You've got these trees all along the shore. Every time I've been here, there's been a wind or a breeze coming up off the water, which is really nice in the summer, but it's brutally cold here in the wintertime. And there's no place to get out of the wind in this site. Your sunrise is going to come from the east-ish, depending on the time of year, which is that direction through the trees. And of course, your sunset will come from the west, or basically that way through the trees. The whole site, if you're looking for a nighttime view while you're sitting at the fire ring, you won't have it. It's obscured by the canopy of the trees. There are not a lot of trees that are well spaced for hanging hammocks at this site. If you're going to hang from this big tree or any of these big trees, remember you need a really long tree strap because that circumference eats up a lot of strap. If you head east from the fire ring, you'll come out to a point with some boulders. Zoomed in, just about straight across Dead Creek flow from your site here is Janek's Landing and campsite 36. Woody the woodpecker's been busy in that pine. Those holes are deep. They go more than halfway through the diameter of the tree. You're fairly close to the Dead Creek Trail in this campsite. You will hear and see people who are walking down the trail, and it's a fairly popular trail. Hello down there! The deciduous trees around the campsite, or I should say away from the campsite, don't really provide a lot of options, if any, for a bear hang. So you should plan on bringing a bear canister or a ursack to this site. There's not much screening between you and the trail at this privy. The privy is canted back and a little to the side. And I was going to say at least it faced away from the trail, but actually it opens facing the trail.